problem is the story is very universal. When they're all telling the story, it's real similar, man. It's a real, and the guy who was a part of the initial release, he went public afterwards and said that stuff that we showed the American public when they were sitting there. I forget the gentleman's name, but he was showing like a piece of a weather balloon, and they had this smile on their face. This is one day after I think it was the Roswell Daily Record. They had the front page of the newspaper. The government has recovered a crashed UFO.
I mean, I don't know how big the universe is. I've heard it's hard to quantify in size.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I mean, what do you think the odds are in all of the universe that we are alone?
It's not good. If it is, it's wild. If it's just us, it's wow. What a weird fucking aberration.
But let's assume it's not us. So for a species, I mean, we can look at where we are at. We can make it to kind of the moon before we start fucking up. Mm-hmm. Maybe Elon can get us to Mars, maybe not. But so let's assume that a species that was able to come like check us out is probably more advanced, probably more intelligent. I think they would run for the fucking hills.
Why?
Because we are idiots. And I think anybody who viewed humanity from a long enough, more objective lens would say maybe we can just leave this trash planet alone for a little bit. And
I agree. I always say the same thing because people don't understand what a habitat, an ecosystem is. They don't understand that, yes, if you want to put the idea that God created this, that's fine. Because I believe that there is, yes, some supreme force as well. But for us in these bodies, and we have to use these senses that we, in these bodies to basically go through spatial time, and to understand the physical aspects around us and to deal with it, just to navigate through it. Our only way of understanding anything is through the laws of physics, and most humans have a very elementary, including myself, a very elementary understanding of the laws of physics. And even with that elementary understanding, at least we have something, we still do things to defy the natural way of things. And I think that it's like looking, let's say you had a bunch of monkeys and they saw a computer. They would probably take it and trash it and not know what to do with it, and that's kind of like how we are with alien technology, especially back then. But there are some of them, obviously, in the government that knew better, and they knew that this was something more, and I always believe there's going to be benevolent and malevolent beings in wherever you come from, whether any part of this universe, wherever you come from. And I believe that does exist. But what he's saying here, Elon Musk himself said the exact same thing. And Stephen Hawking, the great physicist that passed away, he was the one that always wrote about black holes. He himself said, look what we did, not us, but the Europeans did when they came here to the Americas, and they slaughtered the Indians because they were more advanced, had more technology, and they just basically took it over. He goes, what do you think that they're going to do if they have more advancement and more technology? But then again, that's what we did. That doesn't depict, because we're a primitive species still. If you look at how old the universe is, we're very much on the outskirts of it. And humanity is brand new, our humanity at least. Our ancestors may not be, but we are, and we've not proven ourselves yet to be efficient or evolved in any way from what I can see. On some aspects, yes, but when it comes to the idea of, working together on this planet to make it a better place, we are far from it, But with that, let's look forward here.
We'll come back after either they have killed themselves again and regrown into something better, or when they come and visit us.
And he's the guy he's ended his career to come out and talk about this stuff because he's like this is nuts. And if you're a real patriot, that's probably the thing you should do. And apparently, according to Sagar, he was talking about breaking points. The New York Times rejected this. The Washington Post rejected this. They didn't want to talk about it. This is the gentleman. So let's play this.
To you, mate. These are retrieving non-human origin technical
David
vehicles.
Grush, we just watched that.
Call it spacecraft, if you will. It's probably not the right parlance, but no kidding, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
Spicecraft.
How many?
Spice Girls.
Quite a number.
That's it. Where's the whole interview?
On probably that website.
See if you can find. Is that something you have to sign up for? What is it? What is it?
News Nation.
News Nation. Meanwhile, that might be a 100% government-controlled organization that just promotes propaganda. And that guy's working for them. You got to think about all these things.
Yeah,
I know.
he's right.
News Nation. Who are these
Where
folks?
Chris Cuomo ended up.
This is one of the things I really, really respect about Joe Rogan is that he can think in that way as well, to know that, hey, we could be being, set up, and that's what he meant earlier, when he was talking about the whole idea of it being, a psyop. And, I like the fact that his mind goes into that area. It's conspiracy is really what it is, but they don't say that.
Oh,
What
interesting.
channel it is.
He's their fucking centerpiece. Look at that.
Yes, he is.
He looks a little tanner than usual.
Can we save ourselves from ourselves, Joe? To go back to the humanity sliding towards the brink?
It's possible.
Oh, here's the 10-minute interview.
Okay, let's hear this
What
guy.
do you want? How much?
Just play it. Let's just see what it's up.
Military program that has reportedly found wreckage of fully intact exclusive
On the UFO question.
What conclusion did you come to at the end of your time on the UAP task force?
The UAP task force was refused access to a broad crash retrieval program.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
Spacecraft. Sorry, guys.
How many?
Quite a number.
You're kidding.
No. I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started confiding in me. They approached me. I have plenty of current and former senior intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me they were a part of a program. They named the program. I've never heard of it. And they told me, based on their oral testimony, and they provided me documents and other proof, that there was, in fact, a program that the UAP task force was not read into.
Grush alleges the U.S. government.
Does he keep going? What else does it say?
The entire American public has been lied to for decades.
Yeah, there's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace, which is extremely unethical and immoral.
No
You
wonder
are
I get
saying
censored.
To the human race, for the first time, an official intelligence representative at a high level from the US government is saying publicly, we are not alone.
We're definitely not alone. Absolutely, the data points.
I love
verify
that.
we're not alone. Yeah.
Do we have bodies? Do we have species of
Well,
non-human?
naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And believe it or not, as fantastical as that sounds, it's true.
It's also harder for people to wrap their minds around the concept.
I don't know, man.
He might be full of shit.
Well,
He might be.
I'm fascinated.
Agent. He might be a government agent.
Well, to unpack that a little bit, so there are. I can only speak to it from a military perspective. So he was in the Air Force. There are programs, they're covered programs, or there are programs that you're not going to get read into. And just because you're read into one program doesn't mean you're going to get read into other ones. So his clearance, TSSCI, is not an uncommon one. It's the same clearance that I held that I was in.